Today we are looking at a narrative driving politics across the West. Is the immigration problem truth or is it a hoax? Let's break this down, specifically looking at what's happening right now in the UK. Every time the UK economy hits a wall, the headlines follow the exact same script. Immigration is breaking the country. But if you look at the actual peer-reviewed data, this narrative is not a solution. It's a smokescreen. Take the housing crisis. Rents are high and buying a home feels impossible. The easy argument is that newcomers are taking all the space. But a UK government evidence review showed that immigration only caused a minor, temporary bump in local rents. But the real cause? Decades of strict local planning, rules that make it incredibly hard to get permission to build, paired with failure by government year after year to construct enough homes for the population. So why is this the only thing we talk about? A study published in Oxford Open Economics tracked this exact loop. They found that while the actual impact of migration on local wages is statistically near zero, the political reaction is what drives the chaos. Media platforms push problem-centered coverage because it gets views. This forces mainstream politicians to pivot, focusing on border panic instead of fixing foundational local issues. Researchers call this outgrowth scapegoating. A study in the journal Governance mapped out how political figures handle systemic failures. When public services like the NHS are unfunded and wait times skyrocket, it is incredibly difficult for leadership to admit the 30 years of bad budgeting. It is much faster and much easier to point at an outsider group and tell voters they're draining your system. The irony is the UK has an aging population and a shrinking workforce. It structurally needs people to keep the NHS moving and fund pensions. The narrative that immigrations are the core problem is not an accurate diagnosis. It is just a way to avoid fixing the house from the inside. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I will link the studies below.